Well, let's imagine that as a designer, I want this area through here hatched to indicate that this is a garden bed area. What I could do is go across to the object snap settings, and this is a design that, not mine, but one that I've received. Notice that the creator of this design has put object snap on and every object snap mode. That means as we try and move around, I want to have an endpoint running, maybe an intersect, and then I'll need nearest to go around the curve. So what I'm going to do is clear all, leave object snap on. Now I want nearest, I want intersection here, and I want endpoint. Restricting gCADPlus to only 3 entity snaps running at the same time helps it find what we're after. So OK that. Now start the polyline command. Actually, what I'll do first is change my drawing color so that you can see it a little easier. And I'll make the color red, so we should get a red line now. Draw polyline, and let's zoom in a bit. We should be able to find, let's say, that intersection, that endpoint there, and come down, another intersection, another there and there. Now we've got nearest on, so we should be able to see how, and I'll zoom in, I can get on quite close and work away, provided I put my node close enough together. Don't spread them out if you are trying this. But I hope you can see now. Let's enter and we'll zoom out, and let's in fact get rid of the polyline now, because gCADPlus has a much easier way of applying hatching, and let's demonstrate that. So we can say draw, straight off go into the hatch command, and this pops up. We'll leave it at solid for the moment, and we can pick a point. So as long as I pick inside the garden bed area, gCADPlus will radiate out and find an appropriate boundary. What I'm going to do though is to cancel, because I want to point out to you that the previous designer working on this gCADPlus file, if I zoom in here, can you see how the hatching in this area, which indicates some sort of paving area or whatever, it hasn't been finished with a great deal of care. And what we'll find, I think what we'll find, is that when we use hatching now, it will radiate out and find, but there might be some errors just in that zone that we zoomed in on. So let's see how we go. A hatch, leave it at solid. We'll pick a point and just click into the garden bed area. You can see, bam, we form a polyline quite easily, and we can hit enter, and we've removed it because we really, to get a better result, need to fix some of this up. So hatching is in fact quite intuitive. We can come across here, so you can see I'm matching things up a little better. I'll insert a vertex and now move that down there and do another one. So I'm fixing up some work that an earlier person has done. Insert a vertex and come here, and we'll leave it at that. Let's now try that hatching again. Draw, hatch, and we'll pick a point, and in we go, and we're happy with that, and OK it. And that's done a solid fill with in red. We still haven't quite fixed this area up. I just selected the hatching then. What I wanted was the actual polyline. So when you're having trouble picking that line like that, just you change the draw order. We'll move the hatching to the back. Now we should be able to pick up the polyline itself much easier, and now we've got it. So we need to move these around here like so. Can you see how the boundary comes out? Now I'm just going to change that color to a more meaningful. Let's have a color that's more suited to a garden bed area. Not that one. What I'll do is select a color. I'll go for true color, select it. I want a browny sort of color, and quite faint, maybe a little browner than that, and we'll say OK. And we want it at the back, so tools, make sure we move it to the center of the back, and we're done. So you can see that was a much easier and much neater way of getting the result we want. Let's just, for the sake of argument, we can pick that boundary there. It's in a color red. We could actually change that to a more dramatic sort of, imagine if it was a Corten steel color. We could come to, that'll do just for the moment, and unselect it. So we now have got a more striking boundary, and we need to change its width, its line weight, and we'll make it 0.6 so that we can see it, and turn line weight on, and there's our Corten steel. So in one click we've really gained a lot and a lot more control. So you could tediously go back and alter the control points or the vertices on that polyline. That I think I'd be inclined to erase them and just repeat as we did there. So I hope that helps with this smart hatch tool in gCADPlus. Well, it's always a good idea to check what the result of our work looks like, and we can quickly go to our layout view, and there we are. That's going to work reasonably well. I think our Corten edging stands out very nicely around that garden bed area. Let's return to the model, and if I select what we just done, notice that it's on a layer called L-Garden Beds. So once we've got that done, we can quite easily turn the garden beds layer off, and that just exposes our design. And what our next designer is going to do is to attach a plant list and start to populate the garden bed with suitable plants ready for generating a plant schedule automatically from the gCADPlus drawing.